Open Source Prophetic and Tarot. I want to welcome each and everyone to my channel. I hope everyone is doing amazing, and I hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful Friday, and I hope everything is working out for each and everyone. My four are four, so we need to see. We're gonna see what the fourth card is. Inner colleague. So let me see, because I'm new to this one. So maybe someone has an inner complexity, diverse aspect, layered self. So then maybe someone is in their higher self. They're very complex, non-harmonious, wholeness. Maybe this person is very observant, unique, tapestry, juxtaposition. Your inner world is a masterpiece. Behold its rich tapestry. So maybe this person has a very smart intellect. Solar archway. So I'm thinking that this is somewhere opening up for you, something opening up, a potential pathway in a structure. So maybe you're building a solid connection, bridging between worlds. So you're moving away from one cycle to another cycle. Intense energy. So you're someone that's in a high magnetic energy. You have heightened awareness, threshold courage required, illuminated potential. So you have expanded. So you have an inner college, like you have a book in your head. I'm taking it as that. So you're very expanded. Okay. And maybe a major gateway is opening up for you. A stellar archway. It says solar, but I say stellar because I just like that one. And these are new, by the way, guys. I buy the best cards that I got from you. I go on TikTok shop because they're more affordable. The other ones are so expensive. So I buy these ones that I can afford, which is very pretty good for me. Inner universe. So maybe you have an inner explorative mind, vast potential. So maybe you or someone have a very good potential because you like to explore beyond the unknown, because maybe you're self-aware. Maybe you have an inner wisdom, a unique consciousness. So you're tapped in. So these cards are pretty much the same. Remember, I almost said the fourth card. So let's see what the fourth card is. So maybe, I don't know if the fourth card has something unique or what. Look at that. Yes, it is, guys. Phase shift. So maybe this inner college, stellar archway, universe. So this is a door opening up for you because you're in a phase of shifting. So maybe you are in a phase where your life been disrupted and you're having this internal change. It's say inner change, but I'm saying internal change, transition. So you are looking forward from what I'm going by the picture, and you are adjusting. Period, temporary instability. So maybe you've been through a downtime. So maybe I'm thinking of this in a period where you're self-reflecting, pretty much. So maybe that's the time you're gaining some knowledge. Okay. See, it says you're realigning yourself. Yeah. That's at the bottom of the card. I didn't read those down. There's too much. I just take from this side. That's already enough. Maybe next time I read down at the bottom. Facets in focus. So maybe you have an inner alignment. Maybe you're changing the way you think. Focus, intent. Maybe you're setting some form of positive intent within your life. Internal coherence. Ununified energy. Shared goal. Collective inner strength. Filtered perception. So maybe you have changed the way you think. So maybe you have a different mind shift. So things is shifting for you. So, okay. Porous reality, blurred boundaries, reset, revere, subconscious resurfacing, awareness, passive acceptance, insight, thin veil. So maybe you had to set some boundary with someone who did not see your reality. Intimate scrutiny. So maybe this person scrutinized you. They had their own perception of you. Close examination. So they're looking into your life. They're watching. So they're having an inner scrutiny. So their scrutiny, they need to go check their own backyard. Intense focus, unflinching gaze, honest acknowledgement, deep reflection, confronting truth specific aspects. So maybe this person is tapping a little bit too much in your life. Look, in your private universe. Look at the card. Inner depth, personal awareness, internal world, limitless potential, intricate patterns, quiet reflection, intrusive guidance, inner vastness. So maybe this person was sending you some form of negative energy because this person was looking a bit too hard in your life. Between worlds. So maybe you're someone that's in between worlds. So you're shifting from one cycle to another. So maybe you're at the intersection, you're at the crossroad, the threshold, multiple perspectives. So maybe you had different perspectives. So you had to realign your mind and rediscover some things. Maybe you've been through a period of contemplation, or maybe you've been through a period of coexisting realities, contrast, awareness, focus. So you had to realign your focus. You have to change the way you think, with the way you understand. Look at this. Inner sight. So maybe your insight has changed. Maybe it was blocked at one point and now it's open. So let me see. Inner focus. So you're focusing on yourself. You're focusing on your craft, your work, your growth, deep knowing. So maybe your third eye is opening. It's expanding because you're sitting still. You have this peace. So you're transcending. Maybe your appearance is changing. Serenity, trust in your intuition. So you're trusting your intuition, your inner wisdom, clarity within. So you know what's going on because you're tapped all the way in. You're very enlightened to what's going on around you in this surrounded amidst this world. So amidst the chaos, I'm taking it as that from what I see here. You are steady navigating your inner stability. So maybe you're working on yourself because you're navigating. Maybe someone tried to nag you. Navigating complexity. So maybe within complex situation, you had to navigate yourself away from that and ground yourself and make changes. And this is how you were able to trust your inner navigation. So maybe you had an inner compass that was guiding you and leading you away amongst the swirl. I'm taking it as chaos because that is what it's giving me. Floating bliss, serene bliss, gentle upliftment, inner peace, soft beauty, contentment, receive grace, appreciation, harmony, quiet. So maybe you're going through a period of happiness. So maybe you're having inner peace, joy after drifting away from that situation. Maybe friendship, relationship, whatever you've been through, because we all have been through different things. So maybe you had to shadow reflect, shadow integration, power in darkness. So maybe you had to stand still in hermit road. So maybe someone tried to put you in hermit road. So you were able to build strength and direct awareness through connection, through elimination, embracing unconventional aspects. So maybe you had to shadow with dignity to hold the key to hidden kingdom. So this is how you were able to step in your authentic power. So you had to reflect. You had to all right, since they fall, I'm gonna take them. I'll do them one. Tread by yourself. So maybe you had depleted yourself in a situation, whether friendship or relationship. Maybe you overgave your time, yourself, and you wore yourself out thin because you was always doing for others. You were always there for others, but they frayed vitality. It wasn't reciprocated. Disconnect. So you had to disconnect from that situation and stretch your capacity and maintain form, need to restoration, inner nourishment. So you had to start investing in yourself because you was giving too much. And you saw where people started to act silent around you. So you had to move away from them and silent their ass. Pervasive atmosphere. So maybe you was in a very negative karmic atmosphere. Persistent energy where they was always sending you very negative energy. But you observed by going in your inner space and quiet weariness and acknowledgement. So you had to acknowledge what was going on, and this is how you were able to blur out the surface noise, distraction, things that was distracting you away from where you need to be. External input, overwhelming thoughts. So maybe these people put negative thoughts towards you, obscured connection that wasn't going nowhere, fleeting, it wasn't authentic, filtered perception, turning out noise. So you had to turn out these noise by going within. Inner duality. So you had to self-reflect in yourself, and this is how you were able to see the light. And you had to integrate by moving away, accepting things for what it is, and remove yourself from conflicted aspect and step into your authentic power and self-aware. So you had to step in your own authentically you. So phantasm garden, subconscious exploration. So maybe you had to tap into your inner self, and this is how you were able to explore your unconscious, and you had to tap into these in connection so your intuition could connect through creativity, unexpected growth, inner landscape. So you're forming your own path, you're forging your own path, non-rational wisdom. So you had to tap into this inner wisdom so you're able to go on this kindred journey, companionship. So maybe you're gonna attract someone that's gonna be a companion to you. You guys are gonna share this journey together. You guys are gonna have mutual support, and you guys are gonna have harmony, balance, shared experience. So maybe the person that you're gonna connect with is someone that's been through something similar to you, and you guys are gonna have inner aspects uniting each other together. So inner flare. So maybe you're someone that have an inner flare, an inner aspect. So maybe you had to suddenly release people, or people started to release out of your life suddenly because they have this very negative, intense energy, emotional interruption. So maybe relationships end abruptly, potential feelings, clearing pressure. So this is how you were able to clear out some of these energy by these people start moving away. Vital, revelation, passion, anger, sorrow, insight. So maybe your insight wasn't the same as some of these people. These people was after dark and you were stepping into the light. So you guys didn't have any similarities. So obviously people are gonna start to move away because you're triggering them. The truth always hurts, but in order to grow and expand, we have to face the truth. Even me, we all have to at some point. So inner boundary. So maybe you had to set boundary with these people or whoever you was in relationship, friends, family, whoever, it don't matter. Boundaries in order to protect your peace, personal space, emotional containment. So in order to contain your own energy, you had to protect yourself and get these people out of your mental space and observe them from afar, and to protect your energy. It says energy protection, but I'm saying protect your energy. Self-perseverance is the same thing. So it's protecting your energy, protecting yourself, maintaining your boundaries, and clearing your space pretty much. I like to put it in the easiest form, holding space. So some of these people was just holding up space in your life. They wasn't there for a valid reason. They was there to just take from you. They want to act like you are their possession. Or some people wanted to take from you or block your stability. So you had to set boundaries and focus by navigating onto the unknowns and maintaining your energy away from these people, and so you could hold your own ground. Inner horizon. So this is pushing you forward onto your own path to create what you need for your future potential. Maybe you're someone doing something and you're very focused and you're putting positive intention into it. You have this inner hope, this guidance. You have a very guiding spirit. You have this strong aspiration, vision of embodiment. So you're embodying something very strong. Maybe you have some wisdom, knowledge, maybe something quiet allure. You have a quiet strength. You demand respect. If you don't give it, supple magnetism. So maybe you have this quiet energy, quiet confidence, self-possession, authentic presence, inner world, gentle allure, comfortable being. So you're very comfortable in yourself. You know who you are. Finishing, flourish. So maybe you're someone that's flourishing. Maybe this is a painting. So maybe you're doing some paint craft. Maybe you're making the final adjustments to things and you're very ready. You're using self-expression to express your personality, playfulness, confidence, finishing touch, embodiment, authentic details. So maybe you're someone that stick to details. inner overwhelm. So maybe at one point you was feeling overwhelmed by these people. So you had to remove yourself from these energy because you're someone that's very tapped in and you're hyper awareness to energies, feeling bombarded by people energy, people mental noise, emotional intensity, need to pause, grounding, filtering. So you had to remove yourself by quieting out these people. Yeah, you had to remove them to quiet them. Grinding mask, because these people was wearing a mask. They wasn't showing true self. They pretend to be one way out, but deep within, they're nasty. They're very evil. They're very covetous. They're very fake. They have a personal agenda. Outward expression looks good, but inward is nasty. Inner versus outer reality. So these people was very detached. No empathy. No love. Self presentation. They look so groomed on the outside, but inside they had hidden feelings of hate. The truth lies beneath. That's at the bottom of the card. Skyward peace. So maybe you had to move away from these people, ground yourself to bring you inner peace. Upward focus. So you had to up your focus because you maybe was guided to do something. And this is how you were able to release and let them go. Whatever wasn't serving you, you first had to accept things for what it is and follow your intuitive guidance. And this is how you were able to uplift yourself away from everything that they was doing in the background to you. I see that moon. Quiet within. So maybe you have a quiet strength, but you know if they test your gangster, you know how to put it out and let them know I ain't the one nor the two. Inner quietness, stillness. You know how to be still, present, finding center, calm, observation. You're a quiet observer. Self-connection. So maybe you had to connect with self via inner sanctuary, and you had to connect within your core being. You had to return to your true self. So you had to move away from people who were wearing a mask and people who didn't self-reflect. Evidence of inner journey. They did not self-reflect. They did not integrate their experience into shadow work. Earned wisdom, so they could gain these wisdom. Owning history, visible strength, integrated star. So they did not go through their shadow work so they could come out of this shadow self. Inner ticket, hidden complexity. So maybe this person have hidden hate, inner wildness, tangled growth. So they're not growing. They can grow, but they choose not to because they're stuck in these patterns. So this person is not very organic or rooted. So you're very unapologetic. So you're someone that's maybe very bold. You speak truth, facts, and clarity. So you're very bold expression, very expressive. You're very confident. Being very confident. You're authentic, brings out your authenticity, owning power. So you're someone that's very strong. You stand in your power and you're embracing your desires. You have an inner fire, inner flame. And maybe you're doing something that you're passionate about and no apologies, no fucks given because you're speaking the truth, clarity, and facts. Bask within. Maybe at one point, you try to keep the peace, so you try to hold back, not saying something, but you don't give a damn right now. Because you have an inner fire that you are ready to go out. Contentment. So you're at a place where you're contented and you're receiving, you're nourishing yourself, you're feeding yourself with good presence, with people that have the same inner light, people that's allowing joy and restorative energy, people who wants to grow. People wants to brainstorm, people that want to mindstorm, people want to evolve, people want to grow, people that want to expand, people that want to relieve the chaos. It's people that went through inner turmoil, mental chaos, you know what I meant to say, emotionally overwhelmed by certain things, lack of clarity. You can grow clarity at any time. You just got to learn how to relax and tap in. It will gradually come, but you have to ground yourself in order to go into a deep processing, and you have to start giving yourself compassion, and you have to seek calm. So you have to have this inner calmness in order to upturn gaze. So let me see. So maybe someone wanted you vulnerable, so they try to keep you down by observing you and trying to try to test your inner sensitivity. Maybe this person was an emotional manipulator, and this person was their past is echoing. This person has many trauma. So this person have deep fleeting wounds. So maybe that's why they try to project that on you. Maybe this person has a wild crown. Maybe this person is all over the place. This person hasn't tapped into their creativity. So this person isn't able to bloom their own ideas because they haven't unlocked their creative aspect. Unconventional beauty. So maybe you have an inner beauty. You have a flair for creativity. You're very unique. You have a wisdom. You're very structured versus freedom. So maybe you had to free yourself from something before you were able to build this solid structure. So maybe you had to have an inner garden where you had to heal your own wounds, and you had to come away from certain negative pattern in order to bring these vibrant thoughts. This card is kind of cool. So maybe you had to tap into your own serenity after overcoming this part, so you could be able to be at inner peace, and you could be able to be highly perspective. So with whatever you went through and you overcame, you're able to be in your own, bring in your own perspective. Maybe you've been through some emotional pain where you had to take time to heal yourself and bring yourself back, and this is how you were able to come out of that altitude and go through your period of inner growth. And this is how you were able to gain your inner guidance by tapping in from the quiet peak within, but bathed in serene light, the vast landscape of self unfold in perfect peace. So you had to overcome things in order to get to this. Everyday mythic integration. So you had to integrate away from people that wasn't on the same vibration with you. You had to release them because maybe this person wasn't authentic. This person didn't accept certain things. These people was in this karmic energy and they did not want to grow, and they didn't embody empathy. So you're someone that's very empathic, and you're not able to be around people like that. You're very confident. You know who you are. Very uniqueness in your daily life, blending extraordinary with ordinary. So you're someone that is very extravagant, and you're very unique in your own way. Grounded. So you are very grounded. So, and you're in a very balanced energy, and you're very confident, authentic. You're very authentic presence, self-acceptance. So maybe you had to accept things in your life for what it is, and you had to learn the reason why you experience certain things in your life so you could accept it for what it is. Inner light. So maybe you had an inner awareness about why and what things were. Centeredness, radiating confidence. So you're radiating confidence. So maybe you had to go through a lot for you to be in this energy. Beneath the surface. So yes, beneath the surface, you overcame a lot. You might look good on the outside, but you had to overcome many things in your life to come to where you are now. So maybe you had to subconsciously explore hidden emotions. You had to look at them. You had to overcome them. You had to use your intuition, awareness to guide you away from situation, people, inner current. So maybe this could be something that's happening to some now, or it could be something that happened in the past. Calm, observation, non-judgmental, present, surfacing insight. So maybe you had to let go these people because these people was judging you and stuff like that. And who are they to judge others when they need to clean their own yard? Because a lot of them have so many skeletons and wounds in their closet that they need to clean the hell up before they come and judge somebody else. Sitting with it. So you had to sit with these. You had to pause. You had to reflect. You have to accept inner complexity, being present, observation without resolution. So maybe some things you wasn't able to come to a resolution, but you had to physically forgive, and you had to release. That doesn't mean you have to welcome them back. You don't. You can acknowledge the layers and forgive and ground out your energy and let it go. This is how you were able to shift to your higher self, because you have to learn to forgive. That doesn't mean that you have to welcome them back, because some of these people are no good. Not all of them. Some of them follow other people. Some is different situations. But you don't have to. So now that you're in a different vibration, you have shifted your perspective on things. You are able to be altered your state because you're in your more conscious mind. And because you've detached, you learn how to detach from friendship, relationship, families by observing things. You have a very unique quality. You're tapped in. You have a different point of view from a lot of people, and you have a new understanding because things that you've been through and things that you overcome, this is why you have a new perspective. And this is not a temporary change. This is a permanent change. Yeah, you have a cooler perception. You look at things in the right way, not an altered perception. You have the full knowledge, not filtered, not trapped. You have the full aspect of it. Very subjective reality. Inner state, not a coloring view. You have a plain view. You're using your unique lens. When you once didn't look at things thoroughly true, you look at it right now down to the lens. Emotional atmosphere. So you're only attracting atmosphere that brings confidence to you, and people that have different perspective at you, not people that's in a negative and people that's biased. You understand? You can look at things in two different perspectives. You can hear other people's viewpoint out, but you know what's right and you know what's wrong. Solitary reverie, solitude. So maybe you had to go through a period of solitude where you had to ground yourself away from people, and this is how you were able to introspect on your personal life. You had to quiet your mind, and you had to reflect and look at things that needed to be looked at through inner stillness and in your personal space, simple pleasures. And this is how you were able to hold profound wisdom. So this is giving you a different kind of energy. You're more poised. When you would go off and just boom like a time bomb, you think about it. You no longer do that. You are very quietly observing things. You're very self-aware. Even though you don't say a lot, you know a lot, very much. Because you have this inner stillness where you are learning to hold your composure. When the karmics want you to go off, you don't go off. You do not give them that light, baby. You pause before you act. And this is how you're able to come out on top. This is how you're going to be able to forge your own path, because when they want you to go down the hill, you're going up the hill. Clarity. You have clarity and you know what's going on. Broaden perspective. So you have gained a strong perspective, a sense of ability to overcome certain things that was meant to break you, and you have a path of awareness. So you choose your point where you want to go. You're not going back to the dark, you're going to the light, because you have a unique guiding force that's guiding you, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and more. So before you take action, you observe in order to be guiding you uniquely to your inner light. So you're being guided. So this is giving you an external bloom. So maybe you're someone that's blooming outwardly. You have a very magnetic energy coming off of you. Maybe you're using your energy shift, your new perspective, to be very creative. You're using it in a creative outlet to form a structure, to form stability. And this is going to attract abundance. I'm going by the pictures down here. Endless potential. So you are growing, you're expanded, and you have very endless potential because you're very unique. You're rare. And you have that inner growth, that resilience, and you have a new perspective, which you have gained through all your challenges, whatever you've been through. And you have this intuitive guidance that's helping you intuitively to guide you. So your ideas are blossoming. So whatever you are doing, it's coming. So you're someone that's tapped in. You have a quiet depth. So you have been through this quiet introspection where your in depths are coming out. So whatever inside of you, your awareness is bringing this out. You're very mysterious. You're someone that has a lot of unique, subtle truth that's hidden inside of you, that's unseen, and it's emerging through you. So with you doing the inner work, you're blooming, and your quiet depths is coming out through your creativity. Solitary witness. So maybe you are someone that's in hibernation, hermit mode, observing, learning. You're detached from the outer world and you have a unique viewpoint. So maybe you're someone that's tapped in, you have clarity, and in isolation, you have gained potential on your hidden wisdom. You're bridging your insight. So whatever you are messages that you're getting, you're using it to help to do something insight back into your world, or you're using it to bring it out into the world. So let me see the last card. Cheeky challenge. Playful. So you're very playful, you're very bold, you're very confident, you are very light-hearted, very loving. Some would see you as defiance because you will not conform to their BS, and so let it be. Owning presence. So you're someone that owns your presence. So you are someone that got it. Self-assurance. You know who you are. Style and sass. So maybe you're very unique. We already said that. Challenging the norm. So maybe you're someone that maybe your family could be religious and you choose to go down a different path because you're forging your own path. It's not what your family want, it's what you want and what you are guided to do. So you are challenging the norm through authenticity. So maybe you're doing something with your weird authentic style. That's what the card said. Look what it said. Meet the words within a wink, and there your playful power is undeniable when wielded with your authentic style. So maybe you're someone that's doing it something and you're doing it in your own creative way. So you're doing this authentically. So you have your own flair to how you want things to be and what you want things to be, and it's gonna take off for you. So keep going. Open source, like, subscribe.